Welcome to the Evolve Beyond Limits podcast. I'm your host, Stacey Geisel. This podcast is dedicated to helping you create a life that sets your soul on fire. I believe that is truly possible for everybody, but you have to be willing to do a few things. You have to be willing to let go of your past conditioning. You have to be willing to break free from societal norms. And you have to be willing to get really curious about your life and how you can start to look at it differently. Each week, we will hear stories from people who have done exactly this. People who chose to disrupt the life path they were on, go against the grain, and share the lessons and perspective shifts they had to make along the way. Every episode is committed to not only inspiring you and connecting you with other amazing humans, but actually giving you the tools you need to use this information in your own life so that you continue to evolve and reconnect with your highest self. Are you ready? Let's have some fun. Welcome back to the Evolve Beyond Limits podcast. This is your host, Stacey Geisel, and here is your solo episode for this week. And we're going to talk about death. Whoa. Okay, Stacey. And the reason that I want to talk about death, and if you're squirming, you need to keep listening, is because I believe that death is truly our greatest teacher. Think about whenever you experience death of some sort, whether it be somebody that you know, somebody that you don't know, whether there be a tragedy that happens, whether you lose a pet, like it makes you think. It makes you stop and reevaluate and think. Right? Like, am I right? I know it does for me. And so I have a feeling it probably does for you too. And here's the thing. Did you know that 90% of people die with regret? That's crazy, in my opinion. Like that's crazy. So how can we start to lessen that number? And I think thinking about death before death is on your doorstep is how we can start to maybe shrink that number. 90% of people die with regret. So death, if you think about death every single day, right? That is going to help guide you as to where you need to be going. And that doesn't mean don't use logic and go like jump off a bridge just because like live like we're dying, right? Like it's very different to live like you're dying or to live your life as if you could die at any moment, right? Like those are two different things. But if this was your last day, would you be fulfilled in how you're spending your time? This might be morbid, but I try to ask myself this question all the time. If I were to die today, would I be happy with how I am choosing to spend my time? Could I go to the grave without regret or into the fire or whatever you're going to do, right? I joke about death because the reality is it's coming for all of us. And so we might as well have some fun with it. But I don't want to die. I'm sure you don't either, especially if we're not living. But I think that that intensifies if we aren't living in a place where we can wake up and feel good about how we're spending our time and what we're choosing to do while we're here. You know, there was a day not all that long ago, and it was, in my opinion, it was my perfect day. And at the end of it, I remember telling Andrew, I know this sounds crazy, but it was one of those moments that if I were to go, I would be okay. Because it was that good. How I chose to spend my time is everything I could have wanted. Right? So are you living your life for what comes next? Or are you living it to make the most out of where you are right now? And when you ask yourself these questions, if you feel good about it, then great, stay the course. Right? If not, it's nothing to beat yourself up about and to start going, down the anxiety spiral, but it just simply means that there's changes to be made. And here's the thing, like, no, there's no guarantees as to where you are going after you leave this earth. I hate to break it to everybody, but the only reason that people want to go to heaven is because a bunch of people who have never been there have told you that you should want to go there. And in order to get there, you're going to have to follow these specific rules. Doesn't that seem like a little bit weird to anybody? I am not here to push an agenda. I am not here to tell you that I am right, because the reality is I have no fucking clue either. But I am here to offer you a different perspective. And that different perspective is make the most of the time you are here, letting go of the expectation that there is somewhere else to go. I find that people can get so concerned about getting somewhere, and this can be somewhere on earth or somewhere beyond the earthly plane, that they don't even know exists, that they are forgetting to live the only guarantee they have, which is their the present moment. It's right here, right now. This is all we've got. And I think going back to this question about death and these different questions, rewind it if you need to ask yourself those questions, is a really good guiding light as to whether we're here doing what we came here to do, or we're just wasting time to hopefully get to the next place, which we hope is better than here. Right? So my question for you today is simply, are you living your life in a way where if you died tomorrow, having no clue if there is something beyond this, or if this is the only shot you've got, would you be okay with that? And this is not an all or nothing thing, right? But each day you can start to move in the direction, make one simple change that would make you feel differently, that would make you wake up a little bit more content about if the end were to come. Because our time here is short and we have no idea when it's going to come to an end. Don't let that scare you. Let that motivate you to do something with it. Right? So I know you want to feel that way, but most of the time we end up getting in our own way. I hear that all the time. What's stopping you? It's always me, right? I've been there too. And if you are ready to take the first step into getting out of your own way, then it's time to hop on the waitlist for a white light session. These sessions are seriously, they're so powerful. This is where we really tap in and see what you can't see yourself. We bring it to the surface so that you can move through whatever it is that's keeping you stuck and isn't allowing you to wake up and be satisfied and happy, not just satisfied, fulfilled in the life that you're living. Can that be done without asking for help? Possibly. But what I will promise you is it's going to take 10 times longer, and it's not going to be nearly as much fun as it would be together. So after the conversation we had today, are you really willing to wait any longer to start to make a change in your life? I always promise to ask the hard questions. I can't wait to connect with you more. And if you aren't quite ready for that step, please make sure that you at least join our texting community, where you're going to get free journal prompts and oracle card pulls that are guaranteed to make you think. They'll get dropped right to your phone. All you have to do is text Journal 2021 to 248-206-3431, and we will start sending them over right away. So thank you for being here. You mean the world to me. And if there's somebody who needs to hear this, please, 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 please send it over. If you haven't taken a minute to rate and review the podcast, it means so much. We are so grateful. And I'm just sending you lots of love and light this week. And until next time, keep evolving.